here I am with Doni Goodman, our ECD here at Bald Agency. We're going to be talking a little bit about brand philosophy and strategy today. Specifically, part of what we've been interested in talking to you about, Donnie, is the center of a brand. You talk about in a piece that you wrote not long ago how Bald Agency likes to work with brands from the middle out. Can you talk a little bit more about how does a brand find its center and how can it really grow and expand
I think that idea is that
upon that?
um, it's not a surface level activity of finding a way for a brand to speak. I think um, it
Mhm.
comes from their core. Like brands, I guess if you treated a brand
Yeah.
like a person, right, it's like from their heart in a sense. And so, um, as opposed to just coming from their mouthpiece, which I think would be surface level, I think it wouldn't feel authentic. And I think that's where brands run into trouble is like trying to chase a trend, trying to chase a meme and be relevant where you're not. Um, and I think when a brand is authentic to itself and from the core values and a lot of the strategy that we work on with brands is like finding their position, mission, and truth and vision.
Mhm.
Um, is we do that so that we can then speak from the heart, speak from a place of honesty and truth for that brand.
That's interesting because you talk about how it's a lot of it involves uncovering the human truths rather than data
Mm.
points within a brand. So, with what you're saying, are you saying that brands, in essence, are also like psychological, almost human
Hmm.
entities?
Yeah,
Like, should we treat them that way?
I always like have this. I like to try and put it into a workshop with our clients. Is like if this brand were a human or if this brand were a celebrity, like who would it be? And I think that's like an easy shortcut to get from a client or from someone we're working with. Like, what's the personality? Like it is a cheat code a little bit
Mhm.
of like because because characters on the screen have so much um, backstory or we're shown so much about their life that we kind of get a full picture or at least a summarized version of it that we can kind of attach a general idea for like how they are and how they speak. So we try and do that. We were working with a brand recently where it was like they were a mix of like Adam Sandler and Miley
Hmm.
Cyrus, like these two odd personalities that you wouldn't put together, but it was like the like I don't give a fuck personality of Adam Sandler, like how we show up, but that we deliver and
Or
we,
like the hoodies, like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. It was like that nonchalant confidence with the talent to back it up.
Is the talent side of it like more the Miley Cyrus or more the Adam Sandler side of things? I'm curious.
The Miley Cyrus side was the talent, was like the delivery of the skills. Like us, when we
Yeah.
speak, like when we sound proper, we sound right, we speak
Nope.
truthfully. Where she like bears her soul in her songs, like she's
Yeah.
got grit, yeah, confidence, and then it was the swagger of Adam Sandler.
Okay,
That's
okay.
like the old Jewish guy, yeah, the old Jewish guy that's still showing up relevant. So it was that kind of,
The
yeah,
confidence.
yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, and you mentioned like especially with this finding of human truths and the center of a brand. How do you know when you've found the center of a brand? Like what is a signal that you've nailed it? Is it when you've worked with the client and they're like this is it, or is there a better way to intrinsically know like this is the
Mm.
center of a brand?
I think I think we try to find it in the strategy and we try to land on it before we go into the into the not that strategy isn't the creative process. I mean the like production process
Mhm.
of whether it's print, video, whatever the assets are that we're creating, the campaign. I think we try to find it in the strategy, but often it really comes to life and reveals itself truthfully when you start to work on headlines, when you start to work on the actual creative content, like the visuals, how the ID is showing up, um, how the photography is being treated, and you start to apply that strategy and those insights into like this front facing, like it's the story that we're telling now, this front facing um, um, persona, which is advertising, right? Like advertising is storytelling, is communicating with people at any point in their journey, whether they're looking at
Yeah.
a TikTok ad or a TikTok UGC piece of content. You're trying to convey something, and so at that
Yeah.
opportunity is like, oh, is it showing up? Is it matching the strategy? And sometimes if it doesn't, it becomes very apparent that you missed something. You're not speaking
Mhm.
authentically, and But when it does, it hits really well, and it feels like, damn, we like connected these two things, and we found that voice.
Yeah, and touching a little more on that, like, inauthenticity, I've heard you critique other agencies' work that's been, like, flashy and forgettable. What's the secret to the opposite, like, making something iconic and lasting?
I think this goes back to like the heart. I think that's like a little, obviously like a catch-all or a cheesy answer, like, oh, the heart, like finding the heart and everything. But
Yeah.
the
Uh-huh.
honesty, I think, is the reality of like when we say from the heart, it's like, oh, it's from a true insight, it's from a true trait that we found, that a nugget that we revealed about the brand, about a backstory, about a founder or a customer, and capturing the essence and spirit of that, and then bringing it into the creative, into a true a
Mhm.
piece of creative that people receive. And I guess the easiest way to understand is like, they tell you when
Yeah,
at the end of the day, it's how was it received? Did somebody say, damn, this was great? Did they
yeah.
say, you wasted my time?
It's that listening rather than shouting that I think
Yeah,
you've mentioned before with client calls and
yeah,
guiding
yeah.
them. Um, is it difficult often to, like, push a client to listen rather than shout?
When working on like a new strategy for a brand, like, in a new campaign or a new piece of creative, the risk, I think clients are, it's like a common theme, is that they're scared they're going to say the wrong thing, they're scared they're going to show up in the wrong way. um, and I think that maybe, not that it's shouting, I think that the idea is that when you're speaking, they have to you have to kind of take a risk, you have to take a leap of faith that this is right, this is what we want to say. Um, and I think I would equate shouting with like rushing to just say something, and just saying that you need to get a message out quick, instead of, hey, is this right, is this true? And I think that shouting metaphor is like, when you're shouting no one's listening, is because like, yeah, you're just rushing out speech, you're just saying,
Mhm.
you're spewing words, but like, hey, we lost track of where we started. Now we're just kind of speaking at people.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because it's instead of just, like, being a part of the conversation, it has to be something actually valuable and
Yeah.
contributes beyond the conversation in itself, but, like, it gets people thinking, and I think those are the most
Yeah.
successful brands. So I wanna wrap things up with one last question, kind of more of a fun one, actually. So if you could erase one branding cliche from existence, what would it be?
Hmm. I think that my favorite one is like, I worked with someone before, and they were like, no puppies. I don't want to see puppies in anything. And I was like, for me, I mean, it's a cheat code, but
That's like half of all Super
yeah.
Bowl commercials is
It's the biggest cliche, but damn, it works. Like, I can't resist a puppy in anything. It's like it's kryptonite. So yes, big cliche, uh, but it's hard to not want to put a puppy in there.
Yeah, that reminds me of the travel industry when I worked with, like, South American destinations. Like, everything with a llama or alpaca on it, immediately engaging, like, people all over it. So, I guess that's, like,
That's great. I
the
gotta work a baby llama into something. That's the trick. I don't know if I've ever
baby
seen a
llama
baby
puppy.
llama.
So the ultimate
Yeah,
branding campaign.
yeah.
What client
The llama puppy centaur. We gotta
yeah,
make one of those.
name a brand that would benefit from that campaign.
The llama baby centaur. I mean, you could go into the beer world, but I'm trying to think of
That could
uh,
work for, like, Budweiser or something like that.
yeah, instead of a Clydesdale, like Clydesdales are out, man. It's llama puppy time. Create the world's first luppy.
Luppy, love it. Cool.
Yeah. Um, Sweet, man.
Nice. Thanks for your time, dude. This has been super insightful and yeah.
Manuel, to a successful chat.